Welcome back to Momentous Struggle, a Star Wars Shatterpoint podcast. On this week's episode, we have another special guest coming from the Midwest, but it's like north to us and super cold, and I'm excited to hopefully he's defrosting up there from all of the winter that he's starting to get. And so it's going to be me and Aubrey talking to Dion from Minnesota. How you doing, Dion?
I'm doing great. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. So, I know you're pretty active in our Discord and stuff like that. I know you come out to LVO and go to like some of the bigger conventions and stuff like that from time to time. You're not too far from Adepticon and everything. I know that I don't think that always works out with your schedule. But so for those who may not know you or haven't met you before, can you give us a little introduction about yourself and why we all love you?
Well, I started my gaming experience when I was 10, learning to play D&D. And then I ran many years. I ran Star Wars CCG tournaments until the game died, and then I ran Buffy the Vampire Slayer card game tournaments, and
Nice.
then I've done a lot of different card games. The last time I actually played Magic was Tempest pre-release, and then
Whoa.
I was like, no, thanks. I'll just play Star Wars CCG. And
Oh,
I
hey.
played
By
Imperial
Decipher?
Assault. Yeah, yeah, that one.
Yeah, that
And
was one of the first card games I ever played.
yep, it was the first one I played. I actually started playing a little bit of Magic at the store that I ran events at because I was converting the Magic guys over to Star Wars players. And so I played a little bit with them and mostly big group games. Um, and then I played Imperial Assault and X-Wing, and I've done almost everything that FFG put out, and then except for Legion. And now I look at all the Legion stuff, and I'm like, but I'm like, nope, not gonna do it, not gonna do it. And
It's a trap.
that's right. In May of 24, after the game was out almost a year, I got tired of nobody running tournaments and and trying to organize places to play. So I just decided I was going to start running tournaments, and we've been for a year and almost a half. We've been plugging away at that. Um, I work 10 to 12 hours a day, plus weekends. So when I can run a tournament, I run a tournament. It's not every month. Sometimes it's every other month. But we've been getting attendance higher and higher each time. Sometimes it's a core 4 or 5 of us, and then are rotating out another 5 people every time. So we've been, I say we because up here it's kind of a group effort. And so we're just trying to build the community and have fun.
Yeah, building is definitely a group effort. It's not one person alone. I mean, yeah, you need the one person to kind of start it out and make the first initial steps and everything like that. But unless you have other people jumping in and helping out when you can't do something, or when life happens, life gets busy, and you need a core group of people. We're lucky here in Arizona where there's like 3 or 4 of us that really kind of work together to try and make that happen. So I'm glad you have help.
Yeah, very much so. Alex Wabama, Alex W, I think he's probably on the Discord. He does a lot of the weekly stuff and helps. He's running a tournament right now, a team tournament, and ran at a convention up here called Renegade Open. And he had a successful event yesterday. They had 11 guys there,
Nice.
which is pushing. He had 12, but one of them had to drop, and they were only capped at 12, so that was good. It was our first time at that convention. I was not able to go this weekend because I had a wedding yesterday and then family stuff today. Um, but I've been keeping an eye on what they were doing, and it looks like they're having a good time.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad that you're starting to get conventions going, because that's, I think, one of the big ones is like if you have a local convention that you can run an event at, and that really starts to get things going and really starts to bring people in. So it sounds like that's doing really well for it's a really good thing to start getting kind of that exposure, I think.
Yep. And we applied for a GT for next year for the same time that the Zion's Finest guys did theirs this year, that same time frame. And my thought was, well, I'll go to LVO and play in a GT, and then I'll run a GT when I come home. And so
All right.
working with the store to try to do that. Our tournaments haven't been so big that I haven't been able to play in them, which has been nice because that's the whole reason I wanted to have the tournaments, was to be able to play in them.
Yep.
And our player base has been really good about making sure that we all get to play,
Yeah, that's
even
good,
if
'cause that
there's
can
a
lead to some
bye.
burnout. Yeah, that can
Yep.
lead into some burnout if you're just running events and not having that. So, yeah.
Right.
Well, so let's go ahead and I guess kind of jump into like normally like what we do is kind of like talk about like what we've been up to, games we've played. I mean, have you had a chance to play any games, or do you do any hobbying like in the last couple of weeks or something like that?
Um, I have 2 weeks ago I got to play. We ran a casual just get together tournament. In the last month, we've had 5 new people join our Discord and community, and so a lot of them were going to the tournament yesterday, and so I was able to just run a casual non-rated event where we ran it tournament style just so that they could experience it before they went to the con. And we had 9 people show up for that, and so that was pretty cool. I got to play 3 games that day. If I get to play 3 games a month, I'm happy, because that's about all I can fit in. um, Hobbying, nothing this week or the last couple weeks. I have been working on these guys,
Nice.
but for my son,
Aqua
because he's
droids.
playing a list with them. And um, I look around my table right below the computer right now, and I'm like, oh, that's a lot of work I still have to do. I'm nowhere caught up. I don't even have everything painted from the core set, and I've had the core set for 2.5 years.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
No, I
Dion.
have. As I look at my pile of shame, go ahead, Rabbi.
I was just gonna say, Dion, don't feel bad. I understand. You said you work 10-hour days, sometimes weekends. I mean, I remember my dad started at 60 hours a week, so he was pretty busy. And you know what? I still have everything past the Dooku and Obi-Wan box. So basically, the core set, Obi-Wan, Dooku. That's all painted. Everything past that point,
Yep.
it's a coin flip, whether or not I've
Right.
actually painted it.
That's I'm right there with you. When I'm not working, my wife likes me to be home, and thankfully she likes to spend time with me. So
That's always a good thing.
I'm gonna spend time with her rather than paint. I usually only paint when she's gone. Um, she's going she's going to a friend's house today, and so I'm like, oh, I get to paint today.
There you
Yep,
go.
yeah.
There you
I mean,
go.
like,
Yep.
when we're getting ready in our house for Thanksgiving, so that means chores, not painting for me. So
Oh,
I
right.
get it.
I'm expected to put up the Christmas lights outside, but we might wait till the evening.
Yeah.
And you were talking about how balmy it is here. I just took the dogs for a walk, and it was a balmy 33 degrees. Um,
Oh,
and it was so
oh
nice out.
no.
It's sunny. It's like I just wore a light coat and didn't even wear a hat and gloves or
Yep.
anything. It was so nice.
To be fair, we
Not
almost
something you
bailed on
guys
this.
are used to.
Well, to be fair, I almost bailed on the podcast because if you go up north into Flagstaff in Arizona, they got
Yeah.
47 inches of snow this weekend, and they opened up Snowbowl, the ski resort. So they get a lot of snow up
Nice.
there. Yeah, so I was like,
Yeah.
we almost bailed because my wife wants to get on one of those ski bikes.
Oh, yeah. Those look cool, actually.
They do.
Oh, you would have let
What were
me
you gonna say,
drive the
Aubrey?
bus? Come on now. Come on. Hey Dion, you'll like you'll like this. It was hailing here on Wednesday. Something crazy. There was flooding and everything, but the kids at the
Yeah.
library, they were scooping up the hail and they're like, "Look, it's snowing," because they have no idea
Oh
what
god!
snow is.
As long
Right.
as they don't throw those like snowballs because they're just solid ice. Try and turn that into a snowball and chuck a big cube of ice at somebody. That would be awful.
It happens. Sometimes you take the snowball and you squeeze all the water out of it, and then you get a
Right.
nice ice ball.
God, it was like that old Bill Cosby skit where he talked about putting an ice snowball into the freezer and then pulled it out like during the middle of summer and threw it at somebody and knocked them out cold. Like I could just see that happening.
Yep.
Showing my age with that reference there, I'm sure.
Hey, that's okay. I'm right there with you.
Yep. All right, so Aubrey, I know that you did some really cool stuff. You actually, since Ministrav like finally released the rules that they've been testing and working on for Galaxy or Galactic Legends, you actually went to the store and played with Matt Booker and Andrew Pontifa. I can never say his name right. Pontifa. I think
Andrew.
it's Pontifa. You played. Yeah, Andrew, you played Galactic Legends with him. So who was played the main character, and who was the two fighting the main character? Tell us about it. I want to hear the story.
Come on, guys. We had Matt Booker there. Who do you think was the big bad?
Right.
Like
It had to be Matt Booker, yep.
like come on. So we kind of went back and forth on like how thematic we were gonna be with this, and then. Because originally, like, Andrew, of course, plays a lot of Republic, so I was like, well, I should bring a Republic list, too. But then I had a little Izzy on my shoulder going, Aubrey, you could play all Mandos. You should play all Mandos. So I brought all the core set Mandos, because with Galactic Legends, if you haven't looked at the rule set yet, it's you bring 2 secondaries and 2 supports, and you team up with another player, and they bring the same thing. So on your side of the table, you're actually rocking 12 models instead of the usual 8, and then the Galactic Legends player controls one of the 4 primaries from the core set, but of course they're all souped up, and then they bring with them just 2 minions. So if it's Ahsoka, it's a couple of Mandalorians. If it's Anakin, it's a couple of clone troopers, et cetera, et cetera. Just like in the core set, they each bring their supporting unit. Except it's interesting because the minions can't die, and they're each their own unit. So even though you're Matt actually pulled out his red Mando to be like, okay, this is this Mando, this is this Mando, because even though they're a support, it's they have their own health pool is what it is, because it's the exact same unit, exact same abilities. So at the beginning, we were trying to figure out because the mission dictates how many points you can bring, and so like Andrew's trying to figure out what he's gonna play, and then Matt got a twinkle in his eye. And I feel like I should have been. I feel like I should have been worried at this point, because he was like, "So I know you guys are playing Republic, but can I play Ahsoka? Like, is that all right? Because we're trying to be thematic here." And I'm like, Mandalorian, Civil War, Order 66. Like we can make this work. This is fine. Not realizing it was a trap, guys. It was a trap because. There's 2 things that are unique about Ahsoka in Galactic Legends. First, she has this conflicted mechanic where instead of, like, if you get a wound on a secondary, instead of wounding them, they get a conflicted token, and then if you get 3 conflicted tokens, you get a huge buff to the struggle tracker. Because the way it works is the struggle tracker is just one-sided. It's going from 0 to 8. And if you're on the cadre side, the 2-player side, you're trying to accomplish an objective before it gets to 8, and the big bad is the Galactic Legend is trying to get the tracker to 8. So that's how it works. And so Ahsoka has a thing where if you have 3 conflicted tokens, she suddenly just gets to score 2, like on the spot, in addition to the wound, because the wound mechanic still works the same. That's actually the primary way the big bad wins, is just by wounding your stuff and then moving the tracker. Because let me tell you, 18 health, souped up attacks. The expertise has so much stuff in it. There's like 6 things on each line of their expertise chart. You're like what's happening? He's only rolling 7 dice, but he's getting like so many. There were so many rolls where where I would be like Andrew, where I would be like, all right, block 4, and he's like, cool, go 5 down my tree, and we're like, what's happening? Like, stop. So that was the first part, and then the second part is look out if you play against Ahsoka, because the minions all have their like one unique ability. Otherwise, they're very similar to their counterparts in the regular game. But the Mandos all have lockdown. And what did I say about the minions? Can the minions die? No, because every turn they respawn. The minions, you kill a minion, take them off of an objective, because you're still trying to control objectives in this. At least we played the mission where there's not targets to attack. It's just controlling objectives. And so Matt would just redeploy them at the end of his turn, and they have lockdown. So you're just stuck forever trying to mess with them. So all I will say is Matt beat us. Shocking, I know.
Shocker.
But it came down to, like, I wasn't a very good teammate. Andrew missed some of his coordinated fires. We didn't really have like a hugely synergistic list. It was just two good lists because he ended up playing Shock T5 first and 212. And what was his other secondary? Oh, my word. I can't remember his other secondary right now. That's terrible.
I'm assuming Rex, Cody, something like that. Wolf.
Yeah, well, no, it wasn't Rex or Cody. That's why I'm blanking so hard right now. It was 212 and... Well, all right. The pigeon took that one away. Anyway, but bottom line is, like, we played it out, and then there was like that turn where Ahsoka like inevitably scores 3. Oh, that was just backbreaking. Because, like, we figured out a little late. Like, Andrew was very focused. He was going to wound Ahsoka. And I was like, I don't know if that's a good idea because she has 18 health. But you move the struggle tracker back when you wound the Galactic Legend. So I get why he was trying to do that. And then, like, I was doing the Mando thing of running around with point control. But bottom line, the turn we lost... We tried to hide our secondary from Matt, but we forgot, like, we ran away with Crosshair. That's who we played. Hey, got there. Crosshair ran away because, he can move pretty far and get out of there. But we left the poor Jedi Master just within range of Ahsoka, and it turns out Galactic Citizen trumps Jedi Master, and she got the wound on Shaak Ti to like bump the tracker, and then we couldn't get back. Like, we even ran through it like an extra turn because there was a chance that we could have scored like 4 points in one turn if we had just gotten one more turn, and we're like, well, let's see if it happens. Yeah, and then Dice did Dice things, and we're like, no, Matt would have just creamed us even if we had our extra turn. Like, no, never mind. All right, move on.
What was your guys' objective in that one?
Oh, so that mission is it. So it's the idea is that the big bad has snuck onto your ship, like your Venator or whatever, and is placing bombs, and you're clearing security zones. And so, like, you're going across the map, and you're clearing each area. So what you have to do is, the way the turns go is both cadre players go, then the Galactic Legend goes, then you do scoring. And the Galactic Legend activates all of their units on their turn. So, like, we flip over our order deck just like in the regular game, and we go with a unit. The Galactic Legend goes with both minions and their Galactic Legend every turn. It's a lot. But what we do is you have to control objectives, and then after the Galactic Legend player goes, you check to see which zone you're in. So your backline, the midline, and their backline. And you remove, there's 5 momentum cubes on the tracker, and you remove them. So our goal is basically to end the turn controlling 15 objectives over the course of the game, 5 in each area, because you remove the cubes. But it turns out Ahsoka can run all the way to your backline and take a point from you. And if that happens, it's really hard to remove cubes because, like, we completed the midline before our backline. because Matt just moved up so aggressively that like we were on the midline and we're like, okay, we got this. And he's like, but what if you weren't on your back line anymore? and so we had to decide between moving forward, because there's the way the objectives are laid out. There's 2 closest to you, 3 in the middle, and 5 on your opponent's back line, so you can get them pretty quick if you get over there. So we had to decide where our next 2 units that are going to activate, 212th and Clan Crease, could they take back the objectives in the back, or did we need to move our other units back towards them? So we opted to move like Crosshair and Bo-Katan up and hope the 212th and the Clan Crease got there. They did not get there.
And is there one Shatterpoint card? Or is there 2?
So
I don't remember what.
So that's another interesting detail about it, is that you do not have, like when we normally do kind of like a 2-headed giant style event, you usually have like the 1 order deck, you share everything, and then maybe if you're filling funsies, you put an extra Shatterpoint in there. This is, you each have your own separate deck, but it's only 4 cards, right? Yeah, 4 cards, because...
Yeah.
So no Shatterpoint.
No, 5 cards, because you have your 4, your 2 secondaries, your 2 supports, and a Shatterpoint card. And then the thing about the Galactic Legend is they don't have an order deck. Instead, they flip over 2 cards every turn, and they get to choose extra abilities and effects from one of the 2 cards. And then when they pull their Shatterpoint, there is a bonus legend ability on the other card, and they just they get everything on the card plus the legend ability. It's a lot. That's also how they refresh Force. They don't refresh Force when they shuffle their deck, because you get 4 Force, or like if you're Shock T. Well, we weren't really sure on the rules. We played it as you get an extra Force, because it says your pool is 4, but then Shock T says add 1 to your pool. I don't know. We played with 5. I don't know if it's right. Oh, by the way, PSA for those of you who are confused by deployment. Deployment is a secondary and 2 supports. Like your secondary is your primary. So you deploy the secondary 2 from the edge, and then 1, and you do that 4 times as the cadre players. Because all right, I love you, AMG, but in order to understand deployment, you have to read the rule book, the mission rules, the setup thing that's on the back of the mission rules, and what's the other card? It's in like 4 different places, and Matt and I are going back and forth about how you deployed, because the way it's worded in one place, it sounds like you deploy everything around 1 secondary, and I was like, that seems weird, but isn't that what it's saying? And Matt's like, no. You have to look in the other place where it talks about squads, not deployment or list building. If you look in the secret 3rd place, it explains that you deploy 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm like, okay, AMG, I get it. You wanted to future-proof for later missions, but I'm like, but we got there. That's how you deploy. And then like the Shatterpoint stuff, we were kind of trying to figure it out, because it seemed like where the legend ability started and ended was kind of worded a little weird on some of the cards. But we got there. We're kicking the tires.
Yeah, I think this is
Alright, so
where we
was
have to
it
play a
fun?
little bit more.
Oh yes, no, absolutely, because you feel there's 2 ways I could describe this. First, for the more obscure reference, if you've ever read Vader Down, the comic book, where Darth Vader crash lands on a planet and an entire army of Rebel Alliance troopers try to take him down, spoilers, it doesn't work, and you thought to yourself, I want to try that as either Darth Vader or the entire Rebel Alliance army, this is the format for you, because that's what it felt like. Ahsoka was a menace. She was running around everywhere. She was causing all kinds of problems. She was making my whole army question their loyalty to their commander the entire time. So, because spoilers, I'm the one who kept getting conflicted. Bo went down, Gar Saxon went down, and then eventually Shakti. Andrew understood the assignment. He was like, well, I'm not getting wounded. You go deal with Ahsoka over there. And then alternatively, if you've ever wanted to do the Rogue One hallway scene played out in a game, this is the format for you. Just bear in mind that you might be the last rebel trooper handing the data card through the door before you get stabbed in the back.
Sounds like fun.
I mean, does sound fun.
Yeah, I think it's something to definitely give a try. I mean, I know you said, Dion, that you and your son play together. I mean, is this a way to rope your wife into playing with you as well?
Oh, I wish it was, but I'm going to say no. I try all the time. Back when HeroScape came out, I think that's what it was. HeroScape. I don't know. It's over on the shelf somewhere. They released a Marvel one. I got her to play one game of that with me, and she won. And then she's like, "Nope, not going to play anymore."
She's like, I see what this has done to you. I'm not getting sucked in.
Yep. I couldn't get her to play MCP. I can't get her to. No, we're lucky to play Scrabble.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, my wife's a board game person, but yeah, I can't get her to do the miniatures with me. She's too competitive. She knows that like if it would overtake her and it might ruin our marriage. So, that's I understand.
Right.
She's up at 3 a.m. with her Longshanks rating. What's going on? What's going on?
My oldest son, who's 24, he played X-Wing with me for a little while, but then I lost him to video games. My youngest son, who's a freshman in high school, his name's Logan. He will play. He will go to tournaments and play, and then once in a while I can get him to play down here in the pit, and he will be having a good time, and he'll tell me, "Dad, you got to remind me that I actually like this. This is fun." And then I lose him to video games. And then I'm like, "Remember, I'm supposed to remind you that you have fun and you like to do it." And he's like, "Nah, not right now. I'm busy."
Well, just remind him, look, I've been on podcasts now. I'm a big deal. You should be coming down and playing with me.
Ooh.
Yeah, I will do that. Yeah, you want to come play with the big deal right here?
Yeah, I'm the big deal now. All right.
You have to schedule an appointment to play with me now.
Yeah,
Come on,
exactly.
my calendar's getting full over here.
Right.
That's cool. Well, yeah, and I think for me, it's like it's been a crazy week because, like I said, like I think everyone knows I work for the government and the shutdown ended. So like we've been trying to play catch up from that at work. So I haven't had as much time. Been doing a little bit of painting. Haven't been able to get out to the game store to play. Normally we have our Wednesday meetups and I haven't been out there for that, but still doing painting. I'm actually like, now that I'm done with the project for that core box, I'm actually able to sit there and pull out my stuff and start painting my stuff again. So working on the Krennic box because I want to start playing, because I played a game with Death Trooper Specialist and the Death Troopers from that box. So I want to get Krennic, like I want to get them painted now, but played a game with those and oh my goodness, like I love Death Trooper Specialist. Like his secondary attack, like if you go with him late to mid game and you can just move up, make an attack, and now I'm going to sit there and attack somebody else. If like you just leave two characters on like 3 health, it's like, okay, I just need 2 successes. And I got 2, like there was multiple, I think there was 2 turns where I got, between the 2 activations I had with him, I had 3 wounds with him because he just is able to sit there and do his multiple, because his 5 dice attack and target something else. So I was like, okay, as long as I'm within range 5 of another character that is, like alive on 3, alive on 4, whatever, I can attack into them and probably, there's a good chance I'm going to wound him. So he is a very good piece. Is just trying to find a way to build around him. So I had a lot of fun playing with him, and I'm gonna try and work on that. I know Krennic's not the best character in the world, as people as the interwebs try to say, but I actually enjoy it. I think I want to try a few more rounds with him, a few more games with him to really kind of see what he can do. I missed a lot of his because his triggers, like, if you wound something else, he can move and shoot as well, and I missed like 2 of those triggers. So I think I think there's something there that just is needs to be explored more, and I'm looking forward to doing that with him and Death Trooper Specialist for sure.
Well, I found that his stance card is hard to determine which side you really want to be on.
Yes.
Because you want to start the game in one way,
Yeah.
and you like those abilities that you get for that side, but as the game goes on, he needs to be on the other side to have a little more punch.
Yes.
Um, and so just trying to balance that, I thought I played him a little bit with Grand Inquisitor, um, and um, that's the part that I had a hard time with, was knowing when to be on which stance, um, to get the most out of him. And I think that's just
Yeah.
because, I mean, if you have more playtime experience than I'm able to, I think you could probably figure that out a little more. He was a cool
Yeah.
piece.
He is, and I think you're spot on with that. I mean, it's 100% the biggest thing I found was like, man, when do I flip him into from arrogance to I forget the other side and back and forth because
Uh,
like both abilities are great and it's like, man, do I want to give up not being able to sit there and have that force discount to
right.
try and take a point at the end of his activation, or do I want to, type of, so there's a lot of I think that balancing that needs to go along with that though. So yeah, right there with you on that.
High
Yeah, so I guess
aspirations.
high aspirations.
Yep.
Yep. So it's an interesting dynamic back and forth with the two of them for sure. So I definitely want to give him some play into that for sure. But yeah, so I do like so. Now going off of that, I kind of jumping into like why we have you here, Dion. I really wanted to bring you on to kind of like really explore like what you do to kind of like because you have a smaller community. I mean, like I said, in Arizona, we're very lucky to have such a large community that we have. I mean, we can getting a 16 player event is not like too difficult for us. I mean, it's times where we just can get that. I think it's just being a larger city and just having a very large group of people here that are really into the game really helps us. So I mean, I know you've been slowly building your community up to where you're saying like from 4 to 5 people getting up to where you have 9 to 10, sometimes 12 people signing up for an event, which is fantastic. I mean, what are you doing in your area to try and kind of help promote that and build your community up more?
So we have a weekly Tuesday night get together where we play at Game Center, which used to be FFG Center. And then when Asmodee bought FFG, and then there was some division within the company, and the owner, uh, one of the guys that was in FFG left and took the game center with him, I think, as part of the thing. I don't know all the details of that, but we play every Tuesday there. And Alex we coordinate on Discord and a little bit on our Facebook group. But we about who's going. Usually now there's about 4 people who show up every week for that. Um, and then there's another gentleman, Jacob. He lives close to the game center, so he's usually there. So and Jacob's 3D printed some stuff, and so he leaves Shatterpoint 3D printed stuff there at the store. So if you don't have terrain, you can just grab that and set it up and play. And then our Discord's growing. We're trying to get the word out to all the different stores. I've tried to run events at multiple stores. Game Center usually is where we're most successful. But we've tried at other game stores around the metro. I've tried to spread the wealth, trying to get the word out. I have one game store that I hear people play at, and I've reached out to them for a year, and they haven't responded to my email in April, so I've just kind of given up on them.
Mm-hmm.
But just trying to get the word out. And we recently heard that there was a group playing at Wednesdays at a different store, and evidently they didn't know about our Facebook group, our Discord. And it's like, how you type in Twin Cities Shatterpoint and you find it.
Right.
It's not that hard to find. But evidently, one of the guys who started joining our group said the guy couldn't find it. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. So we got to reach out, figure out who that is, and try to and get him into the group. um, and just regular play dates. We're trying to run regular events on a weekend. Just I I provide extra prize support at tournaments. We There's a store in town that I buy my stuff through because he does 20% off all the time. And but he doesn't usually carry Shatterpoint, but he orders it for me, and he will get me extra stuff so that I can give that out as price support. Um, Getting the stores to order kits has been helpful. Um, the last kit with the dice was really cool, so I'm hoping we get another one of those. I'm going to try to run an LVO IS tournament in
Absolutely.
January. Waiting to hear back from the store if the weekend that I'd like to do that is a good weekend. Um, and I want to create a flyer and ask stores to put it up by their Shatterpoint. That I have it mostly done, but finishing touches on it, and then email it out to them saying, "Can you hang this by your Shatterpoint stuff?" Just talk about our Facebook group, our Discord, and trying to get get the word out that way so that we can get some of those tabletop people. We always promote our events as cooperative, as
Mhm.
Schick said. I love that phrase. Working together to have a competitive, fun time. And that's been super helpful because people are like, I don't want to play in this big, stressful event. We're like, either do we. We just are playing. Come, we're Don't let the word tournament scare you. It's a
Yeah.
bunch of guys playing 3 games of Shatterpoint on a Saturday. Come have fun.
Yeah.
And that's been helpful. We've been getting some former X-Wing players that Alex and I used to know from X-Wing into the game. Um, some former Imperial Assault players have started to join us. So just reaching out to past communities that we've been in and getting word out the best we can. And it seems like, yeah, that's what we've been doing for 2 years, but people are now starting to bite.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
sometimes you just have to be persistent with it, and just keep on
yep.
doing the thing, and then eventually, the people start to show up. So, sounds like you're doing all the right things.
And Game Center always offers the core set at 40% off. So 100
Oh wow,
bucks. 100
nice,
bucks is a great buy-in to the game, I think.
Wow.
And
absolutely.
yeah, and I've told lots of people if you're looking to get in the game, this is the way to go. It's 100 bucks. And you get
Yeah,
everything you need for 2 people to play.
yeah.
Um,
16
yeah,
miniatures, all that terrain, all the dice,
it's
the
great.
range tools for $100. You can't really beat that deal at all. So, I
No.
mean, those are high quality minis as far as I'm concerned. So,
Yep.
I just got a notification on my phone for a Black Friday deal, and I think it's something like, what, 24% off the core set, which would still be what, like 120. Now I'm loading it.
Yeah.
I just saw the notification pop up, and I'm like, whatever. I don't need another core set. Yeah, that's still another $25 off the Black Friday deal on Amazon. Like,
Right.
dang, all right.
yeah,
It's a good deal. So we've been getting a lot of people to buy in with that and trying to promote. I try to promote that wherever I can. That hey, if you're looking to buy a core set, go here. It's 40% off. And
absolutely.
yeah, and I think that's a great way to get people into the game.
Hmm.
Get the core set nice and down there, reasonable. Well, 165 is pretty reasonable to get into a game too, but 100 bucks is reasonable to get into it, and especially if you got a buddy and you're like, "Hey, let's play together." So,
Yeah.
yeah, we're trying to do all that. We tried to do a league this summer, just a casual league where I organized all um, over 8 weeks who was going to play who, and we assigned a mission a week. So we played all 4 missions twice. Tried to do something a little different than leaving it up, making your list. And you could play whatever list you wanted on any given week. It was open format that way. Um, and it was hard. We did it on Tuesday nights because we were already playing on Tuesday nights, and I think one person, Jacob, won the league, and because he played like was able to play like 5 of the 8 games, and um, so that's the
That
way it
happens with
went, or
leagues
something like
sometimes.
that. Right,
Yeah.
and that was our first go around with that. Maybe we'll try it again next summer.
So you
Um,
were giving a week per round.
a week per round,
Mhm.
um, and didn't have to be Tuesday nights, but a lot of our games were on Tuesday nights, and it
Makes sense.
was Tuesday to Monday was the week.
I've noticed, like with our leagues, we give them 2 weeks per round, and that helps out a little bit more because sometimes people just have that week where they couldn't get, well, their schedule just wouldn't work or something
Yep.
along those lines. So we did do that. I mean, I don't know if that would help for the next time you give it a shot or not, but something to think about, food for thought type of a thing.
Part of it is I can only play on Tuesdays in the summer um, because I'm coaching in the evenings in the
Oh,
school
fair
year,
enough.
and so um, and then we'd have to do like a 8 or a 4 game league if we did it every 2 weeks, or if I
Yeah.
wanted to be more involved. Um, but we also kind of left it open, like. Um, Here's the schedule. You're playing this person this week for all 8 weeks, so you could really play whenever you wanted. If you played, if you were on week 5, well, we're playing shifting priorities week 5. So if you played that person with shifting priorities on week 3, well, it just went into the pool of when you played them. So we left it as open as we could
Oh,
to try to
Nice.
get people to play games. And it was just about getting people to play games
Mhm.
and play somebody different. And now that we're getting some influx of more people, maybe we can try it again next summer and see how that goes.
Yeah.
Because the guys that
Sounds
were
like a good
coming
idea.
in are really excited to play. They're chomping at the bit, and which is fun to listen to them. Um, and then try to build stuff up in the discords. I try to promote a lot. When I'm running an event, you'll notice that the names of my events shifted from Dion's Finest to Minnesota Tauntaun Riders, and that's it started with a joke with the Zion's Finest guys about why I called it Dion's Finest, and then I felt real egotistical with that, and so when I proposed like a community group name to the bulk of the core players, and they were all like, "Yeah, we like Minnesota Tauntaun Riders." So now I do everything as Minnesota Tauntaun Riders, and it makes it so that if Alex wants to run an event and call it a Minnesota Tauntaun Riders event, great. We're because like we talked about, we're just a community trying to play Shatterpoint, and um, we have that tag on Longshanks, and it's not exclusive. It's anybody in Minnesota that wants to be a Minnesota Tauntaun rider. We'll give you that tag if you want to do that. So um, just try to just try to get the word out and promote fun times.
Yeah, love it. I mean, that's I think what a lot of people are looking for in Shatterpoint. Yes, there is a competitive community, but I mean, I think the most fun that I usually have is like our weekly meetups on because we do our weekly meetups on Wednesdays where it's just hanging out, grabbing a burger and fries and throwing some dice and just hanging out, talking with everybody and kind of list building. In the moment type of a thing is definitely fun. I don't know. What do you think, Aubrey?
well, I mean, my first question, Dion, is when am I gonna get a Minnesota Tauntaun sticker? I want a Minnesota Tauntaun sticker now. You gotta hook me up. We gotta work on
I'll
this.
I'll
And
work
then
on that because I created a logo and I wore it at LVO. I don't know if you saw the shirt with the Minnesota outline and the Tauntaun rider silhouette and the
wait, did
hawk
I miss?
background.
I might have missed
You might
that.
have.
Ah, okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
I did wear it one day.
I need a sticker. I need a sticker now.
So
I want my Minnesota
I'll work
Tauntaun
on
sticker.
ordering some stickers. Yep.
Yeah.
Because that was something that we talked about, and I thought about trying to do some more apparel for it. And we I got 20 shirts, and I have 0 left now, I think.
Nice.
So that was
Yeah.
really good. Um, and I got to order some more. But yeah, and I think making it a Minnesota community and not just a Twin Cities community has been helpful. I don't know how those of you familiar with Minnesota, we have a guy who's been coming down the last 4 events from Duluth. We have a guy that's about 3 hours north of the Twin Cities, depending on where you live in the Twin Cities. Then Rochester, Minnesota, where the Mayo Clinic is, there's a couple of guys who play down there. Well, one of those guys has been coming up the last few times. He brought his girlfriend with
Nice.
that uh, that she plays. We're talking about that person. His name is Josh. Josh and I are talking about meeting in a different town that's kind of in the middle of us called Owatonna. And there's a newer game store there. And we'd like to try to organize a learn to play event there. And it all comes down to how much wife credit I can get to be able to do stuff like that. Since I do
Fair.
work a lot, and last weekend I told you, Todd, I was hosting a swim meet. I got to the pool at 6 a.m. and I left at 5 p.m. Both days, and so
Yep. Yep. Yep.
my weekend was gone, and so my wife equates me being gone for work and me being gone for fun as me being gone. And
Yes.
Yeah.
so it
Yeah.
doesn't, to her, the excuse doesn't matter or the reason doesn't matter. It's just I'm gone again. Um, and so we got to find a time with that store to try to do a learn to play event. And um, I want to do more, but it's a matter of amount of time.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I mean, we all have that certain amount of time in our lives to sit there and do things, and yeah, family obligations definitely come first. So no, I 100% am right there with you. It's like with
yep.
the streaming, running LVO and stuff like that. It's like, like getting the wife credit. Okay, I've been like I help out, like do all the stuff you need to before the convention and after the convention. It's all right. Suck
Yep.
up again.
Right. Right. And when I was talking to my wife about LVO and I said something about next year, she goes, "Oh, you think you're going back?" And I said, "Yes, I do." And so the fact that I got to go to 2 conventions this year with the same
Yeah.
name, but was pretty awesome because the January LVO was the first convention I'd been to since Gen Con 99,
Oh wow.
where I ran Young Jedi demos for 3 days with
Wow.
Decipher. And so that was exciting for me to be able to go there. You brought up Adepticon. I would love to go to Adepticon, but it's always during our spring break at school. And whenever I have a break from teaching and coaching, my wife makes me leave the state. And going to Wisconsin for a gaming convention is not considered leaving the state to her.
But
Fair
I
You
mean,
enough.
have
I
to
can see
go
that.
to a beach.
it's such a nice city. You get to be in downtown Milwaukee and hang out at all
Right.
the cool play. Yeah, I don't see her believing
Yeah.
me. This isn't
Did you
working.
guys, when you were there, did you guys check out the Safe House? It's a
I saw
bar
that.
across the river.
The speakeasy.
Yeah,
I want
it
to
is.
go there. I'm like, I didn't get a
Yeah.
chance. Next year I am hitting that place up for sure.
Yeah, it is cool. It has a fake storefront.
Yeah.
You go down the alley to
Nice.
the delivery entrance, and that's where you go in. And the time I've been there when this has happened, and I've been there when it hasn't happened. But when you go in, there'll be a person sitting at a desk there, and you have to give them the password. And if you
Hmm.
don't know the password, they make you do goofy things. And then they'll flip a switch, and this bookshelf will open up to a doorway, and then you go in and you realize that all the people sitting at the bar are watching the TV where you're doing all the goofy stuff if you
Nice.
didn't know. And the whole spy theme is so incredible in there. And then if you go, ask for the fun way to leave, not the boring way to leave, because it's pretty cool. You go to a phone booth and you type in a code, and the side of the phone booth opens up, and you go out through a tunnel, and you end up outside. It's it's pretty cool. I
Yeah,
recommend checking it out.
yeah, I've heard very good things about it. I wanted to go, like the schedule just didn't line up, but no, I definitely am going to be checking that out next time we go, so for sure. So
No, Todd, forget Adepticon. We're going to Milwaukee to go to this place. Adepticon's just an extra perk.
Right.
exactly, yeah. No, it was all. I mean, again, Dion, all you have to do is look. Tell your wife, I'm a big deal now. I'm going on podcasts. I have to go to Adepticon because I'm a big deal now. I mean, that's.
Right.
I think your family needs to understand this. Is that you're a big deal now.
Right. Right. They just don't
Exactly.
understand.
They don't.
So at LVO for me making top 8 was such a huge deal. Because of my limited amount of play time, the thing I loved the most about LVO was both times was being able to meet you guys and hang out with you guys and all the other people that were there. That was more fun than the tournament itself, was just hanging with all those people and stuff. So I was a little embarrassed on the live stream because I missed so many things, and I watched afterward and I'm like, oh well, Todd pointed that out, great, I forgot that.
Thanks, Todd.
I mean, to be fair, it's I will say, like, that I think there's people that definitely feel a little pressure when they're on live stream, just because it's like, okay, everyone's watching me, and everything along those lines, and it really it adds another layer on top of everything else. So I mean, it's I understand it. I mean, like, you definitely don't. You're not playing at your best because you have another layer of things on your mind, and you're already playing in the top 8, so it's like it's already a high stress game and everything else like that. So it's like, yeah, I get it, man. It's never an easy thing to do is play on live stream, and then you add on top of it like being in the top 8, playing at LVO, which is like what, the second largest GT in the country this year, so
Yep.
or at least tied for it, I think, with the Zion. So it's like, yeah, I mean, that's huge. I mean, you made top 8 in one of the largest GTs in the country, which is pretty awesome.
Right. I thought it was pretty cool. Just being able to say that and stuff. And yeah. And then the Legion guys that were right behind me yelling and cheering and stuff. I was like, what is going on? Be quiet.
Yeah.
We're
we were
doing
really
serious
close too.
gaming over here.
Right.
Yep.
Were you there when the table crashed? Like, they had a
Yes.
table that gave out. Yeah, that was wild. Like, the table just, like, the legs gave out, and half of the table just fell off. I was like, oh, that is a disaster. So
I don't know how you could recreate wherever you were in the game. Like, it was insane.
right.
Because I heard it crash and I turned and looked and it was like, wow. I think I was
Yeah, it was
playing on Omnis's table when that happened.
Yeah. And it was like the entire half of the board just fell off. Like, it was like, because it was like they play in like a 3x6, so it was like the long edge, like a 1 foot by 6 foot edge of it, just like dropped off and fell. I was just like, oh god.
Well, they had those. Every table was 2 tables together, and it was just that one side, that one table leg buckled,
Yep.
and everything crashed. It drew a lot of attention.
It sure did.
And I don't know
sure
if
did.
anything broke from any of their minis or whatever, but I know
Right.
Shatterpoint players would have been picking up pieces.
Right. Yeah, because some of their stuff, if they had older models, might have been soft plastic or something like that. But yeah, that was scary. That was a scary time. I was like, that was super loud too. Well, Dion, I think, I mean, that kind of covers everything that we had. I mean, I know you gave a lot of shout outs to like the stores and the players that you have. I mean, did you have any? I want to make sure I get like your at least your store Discord, the link to your Discord, so that we'll go make sure we get that on our in the show notes. So if anyone's looking to join your Discord, they can definitely find it through our podcast. And if you want to send me a link to your Facebook page as well, that way we can definitely get the word out for your community. So like if people are listening in Minnesota that don't aren't familiar with it, they have the easy links to that. And even if like somebody in the other parts of the country like want to jump in and start talking with you guys and stuff like that. I mean, you are a top 8 player now, Dion. People might want to pick your brain. People might want to pick your brain.
I don't know if there's a lot in there some days.
Yeah, but is there anything else like closing thoughts that you wanted to throw out there?
No, we have some Wisconsin people in our Discord and on our Facebook group, and we're trying to coordinate some stuff with them. We're hoping that between Wisconsin or Minnesota that's not Adepticon, we can get a GT that we can get people from kind of the surrounding states to get to.
That's awesome.
But I appreciate promoting that. I'll send you those links. And I appreciate you having me on. It was a lot of fun. I always love listening to the show every week. So I thank you for doing this show.
Yeah.
I love the banter that you guys have and just the down to earthness of it. It makes it fun.
Yeah, we try to be ourselves, I think that's like one of the things about us is like we definitely want to be ourselves. I don't know. What do you think, Aubrey? Are we like this in real life, or are we just playing a part?
Even if I tried to play a part, I'm pretty sure I would forget what the part was halfway through the episode and crack anyway. So no,
Yep.
We're definitely not. Hey, Todd, where's my script? Was I supposed to say something here? I don't.
Yeah, I gave up on that one. I think like probably the 3rd episode we did together.
Yeah, I'll let Damian Matt have his show notes.
Right.
Did you ever give Todd the pigeon bus, the pigeon book, Aubrey?
No, I haven't been to see.
Next
time I see your family, Todd, I have the pigeon book right here. I own a copy of the book. I'm bringing it over to your house. Like you've been warned. At least the youngest will probably humor me.
She will, yeah. The youngest and the oldest both love you enough to humor you. My teenager, she's a teenager and she's a cheerleader, so she's just so you know how that goes.
And you just get through that, Todd.
You're their. I love that you're their spirit animal, the cheer team spirit animal, Todd. I love that.
Yeah, They had their state championships for Palmline just on Friday, and so I showed up there, and I was by far with one of the loudest parents in the entire stadium. So
nice.
Just I make sure to. I might be obnoxious, but they know that I care about them.
That's right. That's all you can do.
Exactly. All right. Well, let me go ahead and close out. As always, I want to thank all of our listeners for tuning in and listening to us. Like I said, always support Dion and if you can by giving some love to him out there in Minnesota. But as always, we thank you very much. If you want to support the podcast, you can always do so by rating, reviewing the podcast on whatever podcast platform you're listening to us on, or subscribing and doing all the good stuff on the YouTubes. If you want to go the extra mile, you can always become a patron for as little as $1 a month. It definitely helps us out with doing all of the wonderful things that we do, like going to LVO and Adepticon and stuff like that. And we are actually, at least myself, will actually probably be going to Rocky Mountain Open next year as well to stream up there. So we'll be adding another event to stream to kind of give some live coverage on that, in the works with that with Frontline Gaming. So to add some more live coverage and stuff like that. So it definitely helps with all of those different things that we do. So definitely appreciate that. But as always, the most Star Wars thing that you can do is become a Minnesota Tauntaun rider.
Yeah. Your Tauntauns will freeze before you reach the middle of Minnesota.
The 3rd marker.
There it is.